You think I can do that?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Hillbilly Hives live stream. Houston, Earl, how you doing, brothers?
How y'all doing, man? It's
Very
good
well.
to be here tonight. We got a great night planned tonight, don't we, gentlemen?
Oh, it's packed. I'm telling you, it's packed.
I'm
tonight.
telling you
Everybody wants
what's
to
the
hang around.
truth.
We got to get.
We got so much going on tonight. If you ain't here tonight, we feel sorry for you because you're missing out.
Yeah. Call the
Good
neighbors.
stuff.
Call the neighbors. Wake the kids. It's gonna be a
That's
good
right.
show. We got
Pee on the floor, call the dogs. It's time to go in the house, watch some TV.
I hadn't heard that one, but that'll sure run them off from the fire, won't it?
That's right.
Hey, special guest tonight. Real excited. Brian Koper of Castle Hives and STREAMTEAM fame. Brian Koper, you know Brian.
Brian Koper. Yeah. Castle Hives. You talking about the Brian Koper on our show.
That's right.
The Brian Koper. Castle Hives.
He's coming on.
Tonight.
He's coming on later. And so we've also got a giveaway. We got a giveaway later on.
The STREAMTEAM guy?
Yeah, the STREAMTEAM guy.
Okay.
And hey, we all got early Christmas presents from Spanky and his mom Spring. This week.
You mean Larry R. Millam II?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so a lot of nice things he sent and some things for us to give away. So I got a prize pack.
He does such a good job on his autograph.
He does, man. I was jumping thoughts there when I said that. I know you're giving me a hard time.
What are you talking about?
My mind was rambling.
I love you. I
know. You know
we all do it. Hey, I told Greg Burns the same thing one time. I said, you ever try to say blue on YouTube and end up saying green? I mean, in your mind, you want to, I'm going to say blue. And when you go, you say green.
Yeah, I know
what happens.
Yeah,
what do you think, Jason Christman? I know you're watching, buddy.
I like both colors. Boy, I hope he is. Jason, if you're watching, man, you got to come in. You got to come in later.
He watches. He watches. He texts me sometimes and tells me about it.
Yeah, he'll think we stole. He'll
I love that guy.
He'll think we stole some music from him on Houston's intro here a little bit.
Hello, Michael Tangway.
Yeah. But hey, listen. Before I forget, let me tell everybody.
Sir, Sharon.
Hey, let me say this. Let me say this. We got a prize pack from Spanky and Spring. I already mentioned that. We got some soaps and some 3D printed smokers, Boardman feeders, and key rings, and some spicy honey that's going to send out in this first prize pack. We got some.
Give me a warning already on that stuff, John.
What's that?
We got to do a taste test tonight.
Oh, you already tasted?
We got to do a taste test tonight.
No.
Don't tell me.
Did you?
Look,
man, I thought we was gonna do it live.
I have not opened it.
No, I ain't used mine yet either.
Oh, you're not going
I'll
to?
be able to open it in front of everybody.
Hey, Houston.
He's already warned me, man.
Houston may be smarter than us. He'll be the only one left on the screen.
I'm already sweating. I don't know, man.
Y'all shut up a minute. Let me say hi to people. Golly, look at all this. I want to say hello to Grayson and Vincent. How y'all boys doing?
Talk, John. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're having to talk, aren't we?
Howdy, Castle.
Hey, Michael, DC Blessed Bees. Hey, Bob.
Howdy, Mark.
Bob's in the chat.
Y'all don't care about our guests? That's okay.
Hey, there's Brian. Hey, Earl.
I'm messing with you, Earl.
Brian wants to know where the black hat is. I kind of wondered if you might wear that black fuzzy hat. He's got it right there.
Don't you think I didn't have it on standby, baby?
Yeah, I knew he would. Yeah, if Yappy were to ever come on here, he might talk you into giving it.
Yappy, you can't have my hat. Yappy, you cannot have my hat. Look,
hey,
you cannot be the Viking beekeeper that Earl is.
Yeah, that does kind of look like a Viking. All you need is the horns now, man.
I ain't got
Nah, he
no
looks like
horns.
ZZ Top there, man.
He does. He does.
Billy Gibbons has got the boggin, you know.
That's right. I knew I'd seen that somewhere.
Oh, do no guitar, boys.
Well, that still works. Hey,
Oh, you waiting on me to play it?
Hey, we need.
If you're waiting on me to play it, you can just hang that up.
Yeah, go ahead and play it, Earl.
No way, I ain't got no finger picks on.
Hey, listen, we got a lot to get to tonight, but one thing I want to get to
DC.
early on here is let's see, I gotta Earl was able to get some high quality photographs from Mr. Frederick.
Oh my God, are we gonna do that now?
Yeah, I thought we better get that in early. What do you think?
Y'all, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, we got an intro for it here too before we share the photo of the week. We're gonna have one photo a week. I gotta
get serious about this.
One photo a week we're gonna share, and then we're gonna take a close look at it. And Earl's gonna tell us some stuff on a close up view here, and then we might hope to get some audience participation.
Like he said, this is such a great opportunity. I want you guys to really appreciate what you're about to see, and the things that we're going to be able to bring you thanks to this magnificent beekeeper in person.
All right, you ready?
Do it.
Roll that beautiful bee footage.
That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, guys, before we do this, I know.
Wait, no, it's Bob. Wait. Bubby was supposed to give us a little opener here. Go ahead, John Boy.
That's okay. I really wasn't nothing else to say other than that.
Go ahead, Houston.
This is called.
Open it up.
This is called Bee on Thistle. And anyway, what do you want to have to say, Houston?
Well, I know these are professional photos, and he does an excellent job with them. I know nobody can argue that. Now, are any of these photos? Can people contact Fred directly to purchase these? Because I know it. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
All of these photos are copyrighted and belong to Frederick J. Dunn Studios. He owns these. He is a professional photographer, amongst a professional many other things, as well as a Cornell University Master Beekeeper certified, and he's also a certified poultry technician. He's also, like I said, a professional photographer. He takes pictures for a living, and if you want to know just how serious he is about it, he has actually spent a week inside of Mel Gibson's house taking pictures of the food that Mel Gibson's chef has prepared. Fred Dunn is far more awesome than he lets on about himself.
He really is.
I don't know if you guys understand what this means, but he and Bob Binney are two of the truest, and this is something you cannot say lightly about anybody. They are true Virginia gentlemen, and Virginia gentlemen is not something you have to be from Virginia to be. It is the type of gentleman that Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens aspired to be, and that's who I see when I see Bob Binney and Frederick Dunn. They're that quality of man.
Now, do we have a website for that, Earl? or something where they can buy these?
What?
It's Frederick J. Dunn and Frederick Dunn Photography, or The Way to Be, and Frederick Dunn on YouTube. You can contact Fred, and he'll get them to you. But he copyrights all his stuff, so you don't just copy this and do what you want to with it, because it is copyrighted, and he will come at you. We do have permission from Uncle Fred to use these pictures. All he asked was I gave him the notoriety for taking the pictures, and we want to do way more than that because we love this guy. He's great. Nobody does videography or photography about bees better than this man. I don't believe any. Do you guys know anybody does any better?
No, I really enjoy what he does.
I sure don't.
Let me say one thing. I wear glasses. I also have bifocals. I also use a magnifying glass. With my bifocals and my magnifying glass, I cannot look upon a bee with the same clarity that I can by looking at a Fred Dunn photograph. With his photographs, I can see the nodules on their head that are the sensors and mechanosensors. You can see the proboscis, the maxilla, the labial polyps when they're, and the glossa when they're licking up stuff. It's amazing to see. What we want to do is share a Fred Dunn photograph and see just what we can learn from it, because it gives us a chance to see more than what we can see with our eyes.
That's awesome, Earl. Hey, Kay, can y'all hear that music now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, John.
Awesome. Good deal. Let's go back to the photo of the week. You want to?
Let's do it. Guys, we always give credit where credit is due. And this is a copyrighted Fred Dunn photo of the week. And Johnny picked it out. It's bee on a thistle. And when we zoom in on it, what I want to ask you, what can you see from this photo that you couldn't see with the naked eye? And I want to tell you a couple things, and then I'm going to shut up and let Johnny and Houston have a chance. First of all, I can see that this is a honeybee due to the sausage-shaped marginal cell. I can see the secondary marginal cells and tell that this bee is a mixed breed of Italian and something else. And it's so fuzzy, I can tell that it's a young bee. So I'm going to guess and say this is a young flyer, and it's probably a Saskatraz bee. And that's all I got to say about this photograph. What about y'all?
What about
What's
you?
it on?
To me, it looks like a healthy bee. It looks like it's on a thistle plant, a thistle plume. But other than that, it's about as nice of a photo as I've ever seen of the eyes.
Have you noticed how those little tiny pollen grains are just starting to develop on the back of the clavicula, on those back legs, Bubby?
Yeah, I see that.
You get a grain or two. It's just getting started. It must have just landed, huh?
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
Go ahead, Houston. Sorry.
I was just going to say that was one of the things I noticed, how he was kind of hovering on it almost, but he's laying on it, spread out, almost flat.
You can almost see. You can almost see some in the air.
Or she is. I mean,
you can almost see some in the air. Some of the grains in the air there, and some of them are around the hairs on her face and stuff.
I've always told that they create that static charge around them, and that they can stir up pollen, and then it magnetically attracts to them, and then she'll go somewhere else. clean it all off in one spot.
Yeah.
Put a little spit with it and stick it on her corbicula and go back and get more. Sometimes just take it straight back.
Yeah, I'm guessing the pollen grains have a negative charge, and she's probably charged up positively, I'm guessing, right from the...
Yeah, and I'm guessing that the shape of her antenna, the flagellum is straight down, and on the end of those flagellum, which is the tip of the antenna, are taste receptors. She's sampling this thistle flower as she's gathering nectar and pollen. Some say they don't do both, but they do.
It could be an older bee too, because to me its wings look almost thin and tattered. When John had it zoomed in there, that one wing, it's kind of jagged.
You see the tips are just now starting to show some wire, which you're right, Bubby. That shows she's been flying for a while.
I'm curious too to know what everybody else thinks. I see Sharon commented about the hair on their eyes. Flower streak there about the wing.
I love how that hair grows out of the compound eyes. Our eyes water, so that don't even make sense to us. But those tiny omatidia cells have hairs growing out of them, and it's amazing to see. Because to me, that would it makes my eyes water thinking about it.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Now we'll have he shared several of those with Earl for us to be able to share on Hillbilly Hives Live.
He shared with us.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dunn, so much, sir.
Thank you.
We'll share one a week
for
look like
Fred,
there was
I love you.
At least a dozen in there, I'd say, Earl, wouldn't you? In that one zip
and
file.
We'll be bringing you one every Hillbilly Hives Live. We'll showcase another of Fred Dunn's phenomenal Fred's fantastic photography on our very next episode and several episodes after that. And hopefully, if we run out, he'll send us more.
Yeah. Well, we could always start over. There may be some different viewers or something.
That's true, John. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But I love Uncle Fred. I love the passion, the devotion that he spends.
Yeah.
I just use my phone, guys. I don't edit. This man goes the extra mile as a professional videographer,
right.
as a professional photographer, and can deliver the most beautiful photographs that you can't see. I can't.
You made a great point of that, Earl, on one of your videos where you were, and I thought it was really thought-provoking. If you're somebody out there that's interested in beekeeping, but for whatever reason don't have bees, can't have bees, but you love bees, Fred Dunn is a wonderful site to go to be able to watch the bees. And like you pointed out, he's got some excellent slow motion videography there. Like we played some of it, and you can even slow it down
in regular life.
Oh, it's incredible high definition, and you can, and like Earl pointed out, you can slow it down even more to get these incredible detail of how the behavior of the honeybees on the front of the hive and so forth. And so again, thank you so much, Mr. Dunn, for sharing those with us and everybody that tunes in.
Love you, Uncle Fred.
Yeah,
that's what I call.
Hope he doesn't mind us. Hope he doesn't mind us calling him that, because
Well, he's never. I asked him. I said, if you don't want me to call you Uncle Fred, tell me. Otherwise, I'm going to call you Uncle Fred. And he never did tell me not to. So I call him Uncle Fred because I love bees. And it just feels like he's that guy.
Yeah.
Not your dad, but that other guy that you go to that you just think so much of. That, teach me something. Because we don't want to show our dads what we already know.
Yeah, and
the question that uncle that helps us out, and mine was Mackie Rose, and so when I say Uncle Fred, I'm putting you up there with Uncle Mackie Rose, a true man,
and that's a compliment there. That his question and answer series is such an amazing resource for beekeepers. You can listen
over
to
180, 180 different. Question and answer series.
I've learned so much, and I could do it while I'm working on something. Have it playing.
Listening in the background.
And
that's because he also means it to be a podcast.
Right.
He purposely is trying to portray podcast and YouTube at the same time. And as an ex-naval engineer, I got way more than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As a man who is a true genius, the man is truly awesome.
Yeah, and Brian, I think he just recently interviewed him too, so maybe Brian will have some good input too tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I don't know who he is, but I don't like him.
Yeah, you're gonna get to like him. You're gonna get to like him. You get to know him a lot better here in a few minutes.
No, I don't
You'll
like
remember
him.
him. You'll remember him.
He went to see Uncle Fred without me. I don't like him.
Oh, did he?
Now I'm jealous. He ain't gonna be our special guest or something tonight, is he?
Yeah, he's our special guest.
Oh well, good night.
Yeah.
Just tell you what the church did. Send him the thing and let's bring him in.
He's already got it. Listen, we got segments to do first.
Oh yeah, that is right. Do yours. It's your channel.
Yeah. Hey, y'all want me to go first?
Yeah,
it's his channel. Let's go.
All right. Listen, a couple weeks ago.
News and weather.
Well, this is a little different. I got some weather, but instead of the news, there's not a whole lot of news going on. I was doing a beginning beekeeping.
There you go.
And this is lesson number 2, if you will, in that series.
Wait, pause. What is hanging on your back wall?
Okay, I'll show you that. I'll show you that here in a little bit. That's for a little bit longer conversation because hey, there's more to go. There's more to go with that. But I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you noticed that. But hang on.
Oh, I noticed.
Let's see. Yeah, we started doing this. We thought there might be a chance that there'd be a few beginning beekeepers maybe tuning into the lives, and I've only got a few years experience. Yeah, or somebody don't have bees, and so we started a couple weeks ago, and we did one section, and this is the next section. Now this is out of the Almanac website called the Almanac, and it's Beekeeping 101. And so on this one, the first lesson was talking about should you keep bees, the pros and cons of keeping bees, and this one is if you've decided to keep bees, now you're ready to kind of plan for what you're going to do next. And so, of course, you need to know the rules and regulations and the laws in your state to make sure, and your local, if there's any local ordinances, make sure you're complying with all that. You want to certainly understand the bee's flight path because the term beeline is used for a reason, and that's the bees are going to take the quickest path to their food. They're going to relieve themselves along the way, and so it can stain car finishes and so forth, and so you want to kind of take that into mind. And if they're going to be flying across a pathway where people walk, you can install some tall plantings or something so they'll gain some elevation real quick before flying over the busy congested area. You want to pick a good location. Now there's a lot of information out there on what this is. Most folks seem to agree though that the hive is best to face south or east or southeast, so it gets that morning sun and it warms it up a little quicker. But as you can see here, they can live in almost any location. But we talk about different kind of hive styles, and that sort of comes into play too. The migratory folks, they've got the bees flying 4 different directions, off of their pallets, so you wouldn't really have that option. But those bees obviously seem to do just fine. They're going to need sunlight and water every day of the year. So you want to factor that in. You want there to be a close water source, so the bees, the bees that carry the water don't have to work themselves to death to supply the hive with the water that they need. Of course, nectar and pollen, and they need that to ensure their survival. And so that brings me to one of the more important things when you become a beekeeper, and you have to know your different sources. It says know your flowers here, but of course there's other sources. Of course a lot of the trees bloom as well, and so there's a site called Honeybee Net, where there's some information compiled that came from a book called The Hive and the Honeybee, 1992 by Jay Graham, and there was a couple of fellows, George Ayers and Jay Harmon at Michigan State University put this together for this website. But you can go in here and you can click on your region. And then what that will do, let's see, I'm going to click on here, Region 11. This is my region, Houston's and Earl's. It's the Appalachian-Ozark Upland region. When you go in here, it shows you all the different sources and the month of the year that they bloom. There's a legend down here to go by, for tree, whether it's a deciduous tree, evergreen, whether it's a shrub, an evergreen or deciduous shrub, vines, grasses, and so forth. And it gives the common name, also gives the genus species name. And it also shows anything in bold is considered a major source, as you can see here. And this matches pretty good to my major sources. Not to mean that some of these that aren't bolded could not be a major source for you, because that certainly is the case for some folks, because it depends on your location. But anyway, there's also some really good books out there that you can find on Strathcona and other sites, and to be able to figure out your different sources, because again, that was one of the things I struggled with big time early on. YouTube helped me a lot, but I found that I needed to kind of dial it in myself based upon what I was seeing. And so, like Houston and I were having a conversation the other day about how much more you notice things when you keep bees as far as what's blooming, and you're always curious about, hey, what is that? Where maybe years ago it maybe just looked like a weed, and I like to say one man's weed is another man's flower. But anyway, that's it for lesson number 2. And let's see, next week we're going to be talking about next lesson we're going to be talking about beekeeping supplies, clothing, and equipment. So if you want to get ahead, you can always go on to thealmanac.com and read up on that. And I
noticed, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's cool, buddy.
It didn't really say much about terminology, and I think that's a big key for new beekeepers, is really to learn terminology and what different things are. Because I was confused, when they was talking about cell builders and different things. It's like,
yeah, nuke. What's a nuke? And all that kind of stuff. Right. It's a whole new language, and that is the case.
What I call becoming intimate. When you become intimate with your honeybees, when you learn all their phrases, all the stuff, when you try to go deeper than the regular guy to know more, and that's when you become intimate with the honeybee. That's
right. And so good point, Houston. You need to learn the lingo. There's probably some really good sources out there for that. Some of the old school books are going to be excellent for that. But you want to keep in mind, Varroa mite is relatively new on the scene. Some of the older books do not talk a whole lot about that. And
there's actual terminology books.
That being said, I want to go next.
Well, okay. Hey, let's do the minimum temperature real quick for the next few days. As you can see, folks, we got some cold weather coming now. Looks like the northwest part of the country, we got a big Canadian low coming in here, not to be confused with a Mexican high, Earl. And let's see now, we got the difference. Hey, there you go. Yeah, awesome. All right, as you can see, the the eastern half of the country is still looking pretty warm in the morning. But now Saturday morning, it's going to be a different.
What is a Mexican eye, Johnny?
Well, instead of a Canadian low front, it was just a Mexican high front. You don't want to get the two confused.
Oh, is that what they call them, El Niños and Niñas and stuff?
Yeah, something like that. And as you can see, all three of us are going to be down. Getting down into the light blues, if you will, in temperature Saturday morning, and seeing them by Sunday morning.
Man, I'm dreading that, dude.
Yeah, 30. Sunday morning looks like 20.
TCU old hippie.
28. All right, and
he's an old hippie, and he don't know what to do.
Let's see now.
Hang on to the old stuff.
I got to thinking we're always giving the weather for our buddy Phil over in Northern Ireland, and we hadn't seen Phil.
We got to keep doing that.
Well, I want to, but I don't want to leave anybody else out. And I thought about our buddy Mike up around Coon Lake, Minnesota.
Phil,
don't want nobody to know, but he's under the weather, got some stuff going on.
Okay,
it's personal, but he's okay. And he'll be back soon. Love you, Phil. God bless you, and God bless Fermatic.
We'll go ahead and look at the weather then. Before we go over to Northern Ireland, let's check out up Minnesota for our buddy Mike up there around Coon Lake. Looks like his
feet in the water.
I'm not sure that's his feet. So if it's something about a toenail fungus, is what the ad says.
That's definitely his feet.
But anyway,
I'm just joking, Mike. I'm joking, Mike.
Anyway, there you go, Mike. Looks like lows in the low 20s, buddy, and highs in the low 30s. So your bees are huddled up for sure.
Knock.
Okay, hey, that's
Brian said snow in his neck of the woods.
I said knock.
Okay, all right. Hey, Earl segment next.
Knock, Johnny. Knock, Johnny. Hey, y'all. We've been dealing a lot with Varroa destructor, the diseases that come from the Varroa destructor. However, pestered by this pest we feel, you have to understand there are places like Thailand that are dealing with a Varroa destructor mite called the U Varroa mite, which is EAU Varroa mite destructor, and Tropilelaps, which are much smaller, faster, and doesn't require the same nutrients to survive. And excuse me, that's what I want to comment on tonight. Just what does it take for a Varroa to survive in your colony? Well, a Varroa, it's a bee tick. A bee tick. It is what it is. Let's call it that. It's a bee tick. And if you think that it's the kind of Varroa that you're seeing in these blowed up pictures, it's not. I wear glasses and I have bifocals. And with these glasses, I have 20/15 vision, which is better than 20/20. I can barely see a Varroa mite. With my bifocals and a magnifying glass, I can still barely see that Varroa mite. However, I have an electric digital microscope that I was able to view them with, and so I have been able to learn about these Varroa destructor mites. Tom Seeley will tell you that they are hydraulic. Now, what does that mean, they're hydraulic? If they have one little leak in their exoskeleton, they're disarmed and disabled. So if a bee bites 1 foot off, that mite is disabled. If oxalic acid can burn 1 little foot off, then it's disabled. Once it has that leak, it's disabled because it's a hydraulic bee and it loses its pressure. And when it loses its pressure from one, it can't move anything because it's a central hydraulic movement that it depends on. Varroa also cannot make their own vitellogenin. Vitellogenin is a egg yolk protein that is used in reproduction, and they cannot make their own. They must first go to a worker bee, an adult bee, and acquire an adult vitellogenin source, and then they must go to the cell where they can require a young vitellogenin source, and this process is called kleptocytosis. Kleptocytosis meaning this insect cannot produce its own egg yolk proteins, so it steals its egg yolk proteins from the honeybee, which is vitellogenin, and uses it to produce its own use. But like I said, it has to take some from an adult worker bee and some from a nurse bee or the larvae, so to speak. That being said, this is new research that's being done by Dr. Samuel Ramsey at Boulder, Colorado University. He has done a show recently on Beekeeping Today with usually Kim Flottam and Jim Ott, but Jim too sat in on the last one with Samuel Ramsey, and he discussed the Varroa mite and the new learnings about the Varroa mite. The Varroa mite being about 1 millimeter, and this Euro Varroa mite and Tropholalaps is just if we ever have that over here, we got a real problem, because the problems that Varroa mite are causing us are minuscule compared to what those things can bring us. And what we're showing on the screen is a deformed wing virus. And if you see this in your bees, you're too late. You're too late. They've already infected everything. Where did that echo come in?
Hey, we got our special guest in the green room. I have my mic muted there.
Okay, bring him on in, Johnny. I'm done with what I want to say.
Are you sure? Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
we'll bring him in, but you're not done yet, are you? To see. Well, I showed all the pictures. But anyway, we got to get rid of Varroa, right?
Well,
Right. Absolutely.
we're still trying, and it's something that we got to keep working at. It's something that we have to stay vigilant at.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. All right, man. Hey, awesome. All right. Without further ado, we got our special guest in the green room. Everybody join me while we bring in Brian, Castle Hives. Hey, brother.
What's happening?
KOPER.
Look what I had to bring out.
Oh, yeah.
I need some oxalic acid.
All right. He's got the.
They're like a big tick. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, like a dinner plate on your back or something. Man.
Now, I guess that would be a relative size to if that was on a bee, right, Brian? If you're the honeybee, that would be about the size.
It probably would, I think.
Be like a big blue crab coming up and just hooking onto your neck.
Welcome, Brian. Thank you so much, buddy, for
good to be
willing
here.
to spend some of your
Yes,
time.
sir. Glad to have you, buddy. Guys, this is Brian KOPER, the Brian KOPER from Castle Hives.
everybody
one
knows
of
Brian.
the STREAMTEAM legends. the engineering legend behind Stream Teams, and a computer wizard, a beekeeper, and he keeps our hospitals going and running safe with good sound technology and computer software that he helps people understand and run in all the hospitals that he visits. It is more than he will tell you. He will be humble and act like it's nothing, but he saves lives. He helps people. He loves honeybees. He's a great man and a great guy, good heart, family man, and God-fearing. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian KOPER.
Earl,
That's
keep
why.
going.
yeah. But it's all well-deserved
appreciate
compliments there, Brian. Good to see you,
He
buddy.
lives in Ohio, where I was born. It's a phenomenal state. It's a Buckeye state. What's a Buckeye? You don't want me to go any further. Buckeyes are worthless nuts. Squirrel won't even eat, man. I know, because I'm a Buckeye.
Yeah.
I'm a Buckeye. I was born in Defiance, Ohio. I am Ohio born. So, oh yeah, I am Ohio born.
Little known
Mom
secret.
and Dad went up to Defiance, worked in the steel mills at GM, worked at Campbell's Soup, and
Wow.
I was born there in Ohio, just about 45 minutes south of Toledo.
Wow.
Wow.
Very cool, man. Yeah.
Bryant Hospital.
Yeah.
Y'all from the same state.
See there?
So Brian,
I was born in the same state.
Yeah, you didn't stay there long ago, did you, Earl?
Right.
Well, I don't remember. I was a baby.
They didn't ask you,
still a
probably.
baby.
They just grabbed you up and took
They
you.
didn't care what I thought. Yeah, they just
Right,
done what they
right.
wanted to with me. I was luggage.
Brian, yeah, your bees did really good this year. You had a great honey harvest.
Yeah. Yeah, this was
Right.
this was my best year.
That's awesome,
have to
buddy. That's
finish
awesome.
this
Now,
time.
I remember seeing on several of your videos, 5 hives. 5 is all I want. It seemed like that's what you were saying. You were going to stay small, and then you keep doubling, tripling.
Yeah.
It's just the way it
Brian,
is.
I got to say this about Brian, though, John. He's like me, and I truly appreciate his philosophy. I don't want more than 10 or 11 hives. I want to be able to connect to each hive.
That's
And
it.
if I got to go
It's
through
not-
slamming and damming, I don't have that personal relationship.
Yeah,
And so
that makes sense.
I require the relationship with the bees. Other people have to make money. And so they require the money from the bees, regardless if it's honey, pollination, or whatever.
Right.
And I'm like Brian. I hate to say this in this way, but we're not dependent upon the money.
He's gonna say it anyway.
Go ahead and say it, Earl.
And so it's all about the love. It's all about the love of the honeybee.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
I don't care to spend my extra money on that honeybee. I love it that much.
If you have more,
it's
if you have more
okay.
than you can take care of, then it's hard to love them as much as you should. And that's a great point in finding that balance.
I
guess
tell you,
is the key.
Hey, but
every
explain
time I
that,
go,
Brian. You explained it once. I know you can.
every time I go down to Greg's and I help him out in one of his, yards, like the last time I was down there.
Let's just
and we
stop
went
and look at
through-
this hive for 20 minutes.
We went through and we were throwing Apigard on his colonies. I after we're done, every single time we go through and work colonies like that, where you're just boom, 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 doing stuff, I look at him and I say, thank you, because I never want to be like this. When I go over to my apiary, I can, if I just want to check one hive and sit there and stare at the bees for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I can do that. You have more of that personal, like Earl said, you have more of a relationship with them. That's why I never,
I need it. I need it, Brian.
Yeah. It is. It's there, to me, there's just something about, just sitting there and watching them and just absorbing what you're seeing. that to me
You know what I think the big difference
special.
is?
What's that?
Look at our ages. When you get to 50 years old,
Yeah.
when you get to be that half a century,
Yeah.
and you look, things of importance really start to matter more to you than they ever did, like time with family, time with grandkids. And when you can't have time with family, spending time with those bees, because
Yep.
where do you spend the majority of your life? At work, providing
Yeah.
for the things you love,
Yeah.
constantly working.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's
True.
right.
It's
You
hard.
got to find that balance, don't you? And Brian seems to have found it well. He's on the road all the time, professional life, but yet he's got all
I
these hives.
guarantee you, he wishes he had more time at home and
Oh,
more
sure,
time with
sure.
his bees.
I'm
I'll
sure.
bet you
Well-
$1 million.
Well, I'll tell you,
I wouldn't take that bet.
yeah, and that's true. My traveling for work is going to drastically go down just because I just started a new contract, new healthcare system, and it's in Cleveland, so it's literally like
Nice.
it's 50 some minutes away from where I live. So, and
Can you
it's
tell us
for
what you do, Brian? A little bit about it.
train. So years back, I was a nurse. Worked at a hospital, for 10 years.
My wife's a nurse.
And while I was at that hospital, they switched over from paper to an electronic medical record. It's called Epic. And that's what I do now is I train doctors and nurses how to use that program. So
To keep it digital so it's not all written down
Yeah.
on paper.
yeah, and it's the digital thing, trust me, a lot of healthcare workers hate it, but it brings in accountability for your actions. Doctors years back, and I don't want to go down that road, but I was working with a doctor years back, and handwriting was, how doctors' handwriting is, it's horrible. Well, there was a group of us that went across the street to a bar, and we looked at her and we're like, hey, Dr. George, do you want to go over, get some wings and grab a beer? Sure. So we go over and, everybody gets their checks, and I look over, and when she signed hers, it was perfect. And I looked at her, I said, is there like a disconnect in your neurons when we walk across the street at work? You got
You
some
went
kind
from
of
doctor to human?
and your hand just starts going like this. And she said, I'm going to tell you what one of my professors said way back. She said, he saw how she was writing, and he said, you do not want to write so it's legible, because when you get sued, you can say it says this, not that.
Mm.
And I said, but how is that, like, how's that safe? Think of patient safety. And she was like, I'm just thinking about when I get sued. And I was just like, oh.
Let me train
So
you
that-
how I was taught. Let me tell you how I was trained. As a surface mine foreman and a superintendent, we had to sign records and reports a lot.
Mhm.
And like you said, I can just scribble.
Yeah.
They get my curvature, which means they identify it with me. Now,
Mhm.
what it says, I have to translate. So I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, and
actually,
that's why a lot of
fear's safe. Fear's okay.
old school
Language is everything.
Yeah, a lot of old school providers that I train, that's why they hate the computer, because they're used to, their way of doing things for years, and now that they are held accountable for what they write and what they say, it's a whole different world. So, but yeah, that's what I do. So
My
work
wife just recently got into nursing, and she just got a job down in Pikeville, Kentucky. So
cool.
that's right. I told y'all I live on the Virginia Kentucky line. So she'll be working down at Pikeville, Kentucky at the Mayo Clinic, the big
nice.
#1 super hospital down there. And
Yeah.
she's a nurse, and you know, so she's still dealing with that. And like you said, she's new, so she's used to all that computer stuff and new stuff that you got to do. But it's a hard thing for people to go paper to digital.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. It is. You know.
Now, do you keep your records like for your bees, Brian, on the computer, or do you keep them in your hive? What kind of record system do you use? I like to kind of ask everybody that.
You know,
I'm glad you said that because I got a question later.
Houston, I film so much that if I need to go back and check something, I've done it a couple times because I tend to I like to get into my colonies once a week. So, and with the number of colonies I have, it hasn't, my apiary hasn't grown to the point where I forget. So I know, you know, every week when I go in, I know I'm like, well, that hive is, you know, needs this, or that hive is, you know, like I have one that.
Right. I'm kind of the same way. So.
Yep. I have one that is super pissy. And
you remember that one easy, don't you?
It is, and it's that one has become the last one that I check every time I go over there because then people are following me. You know, but I just know
that's something people's going to see in my new videos, Brian. I'll be wearing a suit. I don't have the bees I used to have now, so I will be putting on a suit when you see me in my bees because. I can only take so many stings in the ear and in the nose. I can't.
They seem to know where they seem
me anywhere you want. I will step on you. You can sting me on the foot, sting me on the arm. I don't care. But if you're going to sting my nose and my ear, truce. I give. I surrender.
Those cold bennies know where to sting you, Earl.
Yeah, you all know me, and I like to wear my shorts.
They don't play.
That's something I don't understand, Brian.
I'm always barefoot, Brian.
I see guys wearing a veil and a jacket, but yet they got shorts on. It always seemed counterintuitive to me.
Most bees don't ever go.
It's like they don't do uppercuts apparently.
They
usually don't, do they, Brian?
I wear shorts even in the winter. My wife, she'll look at me and
my son does that.
I'm always hot. You know, I'll go out and shovel the driveway and I'll have, you know, my hunting boots that come up, you know, almost to my knees, shorts on and a jacket. And she'll look at me and go,
I'm sorry. But look at you, Brian. You're like my dad. My dad was a silverback gorilla. He was just all muscle. And that's what you are. I've seen you when you and Greg was walking away. He had those shorts on, and him and Greg was walking away. It looked like he had bowling balls for calf muscles. This man has leg muscles. He could kick a wall down if he wanted to.
Earl, you're crazy.
Telling you. I am certified, baby.
He's been looking at your legs or something.
Yeah, he's checking those legs out. He probably slept.
I wish I had them
every time now.
He
I
probably
wish I had them. Look at the toothpick. It's 7 foot long, but it's a toothpick.
You like me, Earl?
I can walk up to him, kick it, and I go, ow. Ow.
Earl, if I throw my leg up like that, I'll tear something.
You got the milk leg too, Earl, like me, man. They don't ever see the light of day, apparently.
Oh man,
ain't that something? I got the darkest arms you ever saw, but
yeah, me
I got
too.
the widest legs you ever seen.
They need some sun, bro.
That's enough about me.
Yeah,
I told you I was 70 foot long.
Yeah. Hey guys, before we go any further now, you know, Earl and Houston and I, we chat some during the week, sometimes talk on the phone about different segments and stuff. And one of the things Houston brought up midweek was he might want to do a segment on upper ventilation, top ventilation.
I want it. Let's go.
I had more.
Go, Rocket!
Let's
go, Rocket John.
Well,
Rocket.
Well, hey,
Rocket
even if you don't want to say anything, we can at least play his intro, right?
That's right.
You probably want to
You
say
can do
something.
it.
Plus, we got some
Put him
pictures
on
to
the
share,
spot,
and,
Brian.
and
Put him
Brian,
on
hey,
the
Brian
spot.
can. Everybody can chime in here and talk about these a little bit. Here we go. Yeah, Houston. I thought one of your texts, it was like you might want to. He's like you might want to, and so and it left it open ended. So I thought, well, I'll throw something together.
Well, I was going to, because I'm thinking, about getting ready for winter, and I've had the most success using open upper entrance.
Surely nobody's making fun
like
of you.
that.
Sorry, Houston.
No, it's fine. But it's pretty controversial, really. I mean, I had a moisture problem, so I started using upper entrances, but that was before, I really used insulated, 2-inch foam on top of my hives. So,
you ever tried talcum powder?
Talcum
no,
powder.
the foam usually will take care of that now.
Oh, so. You meant the bees.
Well, they got a rash or something, Earl?
He said he had a moisture problem. I asked him had he used talcum powder, but I realized now he meant the bees.
Earl's all fired up.
You're not gonna let Houston do his segment, are you, Earl?
Yeah, I am. I shut up. I swear to God. Look,
I'm
gonna mute
myself. Mute. I don't really have a segment, John.
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, we got some pictures here for you. But anyway, folks, maybe next week we'll get our segments in a little bit better order. But anyway, so tell me why it's controversial, Houston. Seriously, because I like the fact that I have a little ventilation at the top.
A lot of people say it's useless if you insulate a hive and then have it's like having the window open.
I see what you mean. I understand, but it's like the moisture is
wait a minute.
Like the moisture is a big killer, right?
Let me tell y'all something I've observed. This is controversial, and Houston and I talked about this earlier today. I have humidity and temperature sensors in my brood and in my above the brood where the food is. And what I've noticed is, and I know this is contrary to what people think, but I'm telling you, what the numbers are is what the numbers are. My wrapped hives keep a lower humidity than my unwrapped hive, and I live in a temperate rainforest. Humidity here is heavy, but my wrapped hive keeps a lower humidity than does my unwrapped hive. And the temperatures can be exactly the same. That's all I have to say.
Very, very interesting, Earl. And you're seeing that difference in those two hives that are the same bees, right? Both the coal beanie hives.
Same bees, just about the same weight, same density.
And the wrapped hive had a lower humidity, you said. No? Did I get that backwards? Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. The wrapped hive keeps a lower humidity. And I've switched them over to the other hive, the Italian, same thing, lower humidity.
Yeah.
The unwrapped hives have a higher humidity than the wrapped hives at my place in the temperate rainforest of Central Appalachia.
You know what? I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of luck up in my area using, what they back in the days, and I think they still do call them this, but they called them that Vivaldi board. And it's basically, it's an inner cover that has a shim on it, and there's ventilation. And, you have that area where you can put food, And then I put burlap over that, and that burlap sucks up so much of that moisture, and anything that drips, if it hits the top and it drips, it hits that burlap, so it does not go back down into the colony. And typically
Same
what I
thing as
do,
my couch cushions.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian's got it for all you folks out there that may not have seen it. Go check out Brian's video where he opens them up for the first time, and that was either like maybe this spring or it might have been last spring, Brian, where you didn't even know if they were still alive or not. And when you opened them up, the Vivaldi board, you could see a lot of bees that were eating on
Yep.
using the mountain camp method.
Look at Jason Chrisman, guys.
Yeah. And
JC's bees, Jason Chrisman. He's a good friend of mine, Brian's, and your guys's.
Everybody go check out Brian's video on the Vivaldi boards. Because that was really cool. And like Earl said, Jason Chrisman is also uses.
Jason keeps an open bottom screen, and he keeps open top entrances. And here's my thing: if the bees didn't want those top vents or entrances,
they'd close it.
Why didn't they close them off?
Yeah,
yeah. I'm from now. I'm gonna. Earl's going to be giving me dirty looks.
No way. Everybody's different.
I stopped at Jason's place the one day when
I hate you now. I'm giving you dirt.
So I stopped at Jason's place, and we were talking, and we were just talking about different, winterization tactics and all that kind of stuff.
Cut him off. Get rid of him. I hate this guy. Get him off our channel. He stopped at Jason's and Fred Dunn's.
Where he is at compared to where I'm at, they get hardly no snow down at his place. I'm just a little south of the snow belt that comes off of Lake Erie. So, like now in the snow belt, they'll get a foot of snow, and where I'm at, we'll get an inch. So we don't really get a ton of snow, but we still get it, and we'll have it for some time, 2-3 months. Down in Jason's area, his winters have more been turning into mud. We don't get as cold of winters up here anymore. So, it's even that 2-hour difference, it varies a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. The weather changing, like you said, you're getting some influence from Lake Erie, even though it's a tenth or less of the folks.
But that's a lot of moisture.
Really interesting
coming up the lakes, isn't it?
And yes, Earl, I got to sit there and play with ladybug and moose.
Oh, cool.
I hate you now more than that.
They're pretty. Yeah, those are cool dogs.
I mean, I love you, but I'm not. I'm a religious man. We're not supposed to be envious or jealous, but I can't help it.
Hey, we're imperfect. We're imperfect, ain't we?
I'm not a perfect man. I want to go see Fred Dunn and Jason Chrisman. Dang it.
They both.
I got to see Bob Penny, though, and spend time with Seth.
You might get to meet Fred at Hive Life. I don't know if Jason's going. Yeah,
he'll be there. Yeah,
I'll be there.
Yeah, Fred will be there.
My JY3RQ ticket is ready.
Awesome.
Jason would go, but he has
too much work.
He's got cattle. He's got cattle. Yeah, it's hard to get away from cattle.
He
manages that time of year.
Yeah, he manages. I forget how many head for another gentleman, and he has his. So, even for him to get away for, it'd be 3 days.
They got to be fed every day that time of year.
Well, and you got to get somebody that you trust. That's the thing. You got to get somebody that, and then if something happens, well, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
So it's just a lot
of money. A lot of money in a herd. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
hard
a lot.
To find somebody you trust with your livelihood.
Right. That's it. Yep.
And that's what it is for him. It's his livelihood.
We all love Jason. He's been doing it so long. And taught us a lot.
We can't go to Hive Life. We'll just go to him because me and Houston and Johnny are going to go see him one day.
Yeah. Well, he told Houston, man, he should have stopped. If he'd have known he was up Greg's way, he should have stopped by and seen him, man. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know where he was at the time, or I would have.
Houston, he's about a little over 35 minutes away from Greg.
Yeah, he said he was right there, man. Yeah, he said he was real close.
So
I don't know about Greg, but I'll definitely go see Casey.
With him.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'll go see them both. I love it.
Yeah, you go see Greg. You offered to go see him after that storm, remember?
I was going to go help him do whatever he needed.
Yeah.
We was already getting the truck.
I won't be able to see one without the other now.
I called him and I said, listen, me, Houston, and Johnny are getting in the truck and coming your way unless you say no. And he said, we got it.
He said no.
Yeah.
He said,
I remember.
We was coming. Was we coming, guys?
Yeah. We were trying to figure out a way to get together and head that way. But he had it cleaned up by the time we could have got there.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg's
I'm not going to let nobody that I love, admire, and look up to, not if I can help it. I'll be there.
Greg's a hard worker.
Yeah, he sure is. A great guy.
Big family.
Yeah.
7 kids, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
7 kids, I would have killed myself. I got 5 boys.
Wow.
2 more would have pushed me over the edge.
2 more would have done it.
2 more would have pushed me over the edge, man.
I'm good with 2.
That's what.
So you're a few hours from Greg too, I guess. Then you're pretty good distance from both them boys, ain't you?
Yeah, it takes me about 2 hours 10 minutes to get to Greg's place. So
I bet it's the same for Fred, ain't it?
Yeah, on the video it looks like you're pretty close. You can just run down and visit. I didn't think he was that close.
Fred Earl, I think it took me about hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes to get to Fred's.
Yeah, he's not that far into Pennsylvania, is he?
No, not really. No.
About 6 hours from you.
I don't want to give it away because he's real private about where he lives, so I'm not going to say much about that.
Yeah.
It was funny because when I had said about, getting together, he said, well, I suppose we can stand down the security measures and let you in the drive.
Oh, awesome. Just be sure and let him know you're coming, what you're driving.
I know his address and phone number, but I would never share it.
Yeah. Yeah, both him and his wife are
I admire him so much.
Yeah.
And listen, this man is ex-naval engineer. You don't want to be rolling up on an ex-naval engineer.
Yeah.
First off, he's going to know it. And 2, he knows what to do about it. So
yeah,
you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah. Right. I was looking the pictures that you shared. He was showing me some other pictures while I was
What'd you think about that?
And it's amazing.
Was that a good segment?
Yeah. It's
he's phenomenal.
So awesome of him to give us or share some pictures with us to share.
Yeah.
I swear you can see in his pictures more than you can see with your eyeballs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Those little knots on the honeybee's head that you can see in his pictures, you can't see that with your neck. I can't. I can barely see a Varroa.
That's why I got these. You turn 50 and you got to get these things.
That's right.
Dude, I don't wear them.
Yeah.
I got inline bifocals and a magnifying glass.
Yeah, I don't wear these that much. I should wear them a lot more than what I do, but it is what it is. So, yeah.
Our buddy Carl comes on sometimes. He's got grafting glasses on.
What I got to do to see.
Oh wow!
So I understand that. Sure.
Yeah.
Carl's with us tonight.
Yeah. Yeah,
Make you a coffee.
we want to be thinking about
he's
dropping a link here pretty soon. We've been hogging Brian the whole time. There may be some other folks want to
Yeah.
come in and meet him.
You know,
Yeah.
Johnny,
What
when you were
mercy.
doing your weather, I just went through today and pulled all the feeders off of my colonies, put those Vivaldi's on. For my 10 frame colonies, I got insulated inner covers. I put those on my 10 framers.
Perfect time.
They're basically all wrapped up. Yeah,
Somebody said I had a critter in my beard.
I got
Claremore.
Hive Alive. I put Hive Alive fondant on them all now.
Oh, nice. Now, so you went ahead and put that on.
Yeah.
You went ahead and put your fondant on now.
They're, you know,
Me too.
like last night we were talking about it, and
Robin.
they're so heavy. You know, there's only one that I lifted that I'm a little worried about. There's just one.
I went in one today that was heavy, Brian. I didn't mean to cut you off. Thought it was
it's
great. Looking good. I cracked the lid, went in it. They were only over on about 6 frames in there. So all that other was unguarded.
Wow.
You know, really wasn't doing them no good.
So what'd you do? What'd you do, Houston?
Well, I pulled it out of there. I cut the box down.
Okay.
You know.
All right. Made it just like a 6 framer.
Houston's,
The Russian guys, that's what they'll do.
Brian. What he thought was heavy probably wasn't too heavy.
Look at
Compared
I wonder
to
if we can
Brian's
pick this
No,
up.
it was a little over 100 pounds, Earl.
That was one of my colonies,
Wow.
and they're all mostly like that. They're just
Packed.
they are packed. So
This one was packed. It just it didn't have the density of bees. You know, they you know had good brood, and it was plenty of stores. You know, when I emptied it, you know, it was just. If I would have left it alone, it probably wouldn't have been there in the spring.
yeah,
And that was a single. That was a single deep. Single 10 frame.
It was a
deep.
single deep, yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's cutting down the space. They won't work.
Well, it was overflowing after I'd done that, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good to leave them
Yeah.
the way they were.
Yeah,
That was a good catch, buddy. Good catch.
It's a chess game sometimes.
Yeah, well, but sound like you got yours zipped up in the nick of time, Ryan. We definitely got that cold front coming in.
You know, I said last night. I mean, I can thank the man upstairs that, you know, thankfully we had these days perfectly, you know, upper 60s and sunny. I did the farm colonies 2 days ago, or yesterday. I did my main apiary today, and it's, you know, when it's November 9th and 10th and you're working your hives in Northeast Ohio and it's 67 and 68 degrees and sunny.
It's a good day, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. It's just
How far is the farm hives for you? Pretty good distance from your home yard?
They're like 1 minute down the road from where I live.
Oh, okay.
My main apiary, where, you know, most of my colonies are, it's about 20 minutes away. So
okay,
they're at my mom's place.
So everything's real close for you.
Yeah, it is.
Even your out yard.
Right. Even whenever I check the ones at the farm property, you know, I just throw a couple things in the back of my trunk, and, you know, it's not that hard because there's only 2 colonies there. So,
right.
But
it's nice you have that extra space away, you know, to take something if you need to.
Yeah.
I got 2 down at Mom's, and I got 3 up here. That's all I've got right now.
Next year, I tell you, next year, and I know I'm going to see a couple hashtag Brian 20. Next year will be, I'm really going to have to just sit back and think about how much work I want to put into the bees, just because, you know, with me working close, I'll be working in Cleveland all next year.
What are you going to do with all those splits?
That's the thing. Like, you know, even if, say, I get 9 colonies out of 11 that come through winter, you know, if they're strong, you can split one good colony into 3. You know, I could be at upper 20s and close to 30, right, like that. but it's like what Brian said there, Flower Street.
Bruce Brian 20.
Yeah. Yeah, Bruce didn't.
But DC saying 17 maybe.
Yeah. You know, when I've got, like, I have 11, I've got another complete hive setup, so that would be 12. I have 2 of those double nuke resource, so, you know, I could put 4 there basically, so that would be, what, 16. I have the poly hive, that'd be 17. I have the 2 horizontal hives that are sitting, so that'd be 19. So I have the bodies to, you know, go to more numbers. But for me, it's
not
just
what you want.
right upper 20, close to 30. Bruce is nuts. You know, yeah, for me, it's just, oh, awesome. Love that Mark Miller got those feeders. Excellent, excellent. You know, for me, it's just like, you know, like what Earl said earlier, it's just about that relationship with your colonies and your bees. And if I go to even 20, that's, you know, it's feasible. That just, you know,
now, a lot of guys recommend to go over that though. You know, to have backups, to have a nook to put in for a failing queen or something like that. So you might want to have an extra 10 nucleuses. You know,
I can see having those nucleus hives, but what I'm saying is, and I think what Brian's trying to say is when you go down and sit in front of that one hive, you know that hive. And when you go to another hive, you say, oh, this is this other hive I got. I have 3 hives back on my porch. I know each one individually. They're all 3 different. And I know them, and they know me. And if I had 100, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I probably will, you know, and I tell you, to be 100% honest, I probably will split to close to, you know, I probably will be around 20 early next year.
Well, you still want the brood breaks, you know, and to keep them from swarming and manipulations. So you're going to gain extra hives even if you don't want them throughout the season.
My plan, though, too, is I want to sell a couple nukes. So, you know, when I split off and things like that, I may end up building, you know, a little stand out at my place here, just at the far part of the yard, where I can just line up some nukes and let them get mated out. You know, I can make the splits over at the main apiary. I have, I think, 9 of those pro nukes. So, you know, I can throw them in there, close them up at night once the bees are in, move them all out here. Those pro nukes are so darn easy, you know, to move. Ed, what's up?
Son of Juan.
How you doing,
How you doing, sir?
Good. But that's what I'm probably going to end up doing next year, is selling a couple nukes, you know, just to get a little bit of that other, you know, supplemental cash.
Shuffle.
Right. Yeah, pour it back into the bees. Yep. Awesome.
Well, and like this year, you know, like I saw Brian said earlier, he was, you know, saying about what am I going to do with all the honey I have? I've basically, all the money that I've gotten from that honey, I've been selling it slow but sure. I've been selling it. I've been just dumping it all back into stuff. You know, I got a new extractor this year, got an uncapping tank. I just got that solar wax melter. So as I get cash, I'm just buying stuff, you know, so that it makes the whole operation easier.
Very good. I'd love to have a bigger extractor. I've just got a little 3-frame hand crank right now. I'd love to have one with a motor on it, and a bottling tank would be so awesome.
Johnny, that's all I had up until this year. I had a 3-frame. Now I had a manual one that, you know, I bought it off of eBay. It was one of them probably Chinese ones.
Yeah.
And the handle broke.
Mine comes off.
So I was looking just to find a handle. They don't make a handle for it. Well, me being me,
they don't want you to build your own.
Right. Me being me, I hooked up my impact drill onto that rod, and man, I would crank that bugger like that.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
it
Nice.
did a heck
Blow
of
'em
a
out,
good.
huh?
Nice.
It did a good job until if that drill slips and it boom, it bruise your arm up.
Right.
Yeah. I had that problem. I tried that. I heard some guys suggesting that, and I tried that, and it spun it up real good. But when I went to try to stop it, there was no way to stop it slow, and bam, it would jerk pretty hard every time.
There's not. So
And I
I was looking at things this year, and that was probably one of my better purchases this year was that extractor.
Yeah. Nice.
So, and the uncapping tank, when you got the extractor going, and then I got 14 frames sitting there prepped, it speeds stuff up.
Oh,
so,
sure, sweet.
But yeah, I'm good now. I'm gonna run into a problem because one of my 5-gallon buckets is starting to thicken up some. It's starting to crystallize up some.
Oh yeah.
So, and I don't have a heated bottling tank. So
Did you a box?
I might build. I was at Blue Sky Bee Supply the other day, and I was talking to Mel. She's part owner, and we were just talking about it. And she said, just build a wooden box and put like a reptile light in it.
Yeah.
So
right. Yeah, that's it. Insulated box.
Yeah, I might do that, and I can get one of them temperature rheostats.
Sure.
So it don't cook it, and
Galloway Light's done it.
Or go to 55-gallon drums, and get those heaters that wrap them.
Get the blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That's
that's a lot of honey.
It is, I don't
That's
have
your
that
next
money.
move.
I just need a 5-gallon size one. That would be pretty big.
They make those electric plug-ins for water lines and stuff. You can wrap your water lines with. You can wrap it around your tank.
Yeah,
good idea. Cool.
Flower Street.
Well, son of one, thank you so much for coming in. It sounded like Brian knew you there. He called you by your first name. These other fellows may know you too, sir. I hadn't had a chance to get to know you yet.
Yeah, I've been talking with Hillbilly a little bit, commenting on his videos and stuff. He didn't know me by my first name.
We talk a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I'm down here near where Bruce lives.
Oh,
probably about 2 miles from him.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so I've been on the stream. I've been chatting in the stream team with these people for a good little while now.
Oh, sure. I've seen your name on there several times. It's a pleasure to get to talk to you, sir.
Yeah, it's good to actually see you, brother.
I figured I'd share my face with some more people. Even though I have a face for radio.
No, that's cool, man.
I'm glad you got on here. I thought I was going to be the ugliest one.
Yeah, you actually improved the average looks of the crowd for sure, buddy. Hey, let's try to get some more folks in here. We can get as many as 10 on this. Have we ever had 10 guys? I know we've had 9.
Come in here and talk to Brian.
We have.
We had 10 one time. Okay,
is that right?
I knew we had 9 a couple times.
I got these new headphones now. I can walk all over the place and still talk to you.
Yeah, the microphone.
Earl just wants to show off his legs.
Yo, you getting him back for talking about your legs?
Right.
Hey man, come on! I got toothpicks. You got like iron muscle legs. I got nothing.
Yeah, but yours are real long, Earl.
Right.
Well, yeah, maybe. I am 6'4".
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tall.
Yeah, he's a big, tall guy. You don't see me in that intro going like that. He stepped down the hill. I kept
going downhill. I kept going downhill so that I wouldn't look like a weirdo. I think I look like a freak sometimes, so I don't like it.
That's how tall my brother is, 6'4".
No doubt.
So,
I got a brother of mine. He's 6'3", and my other brother, he's 5'10", and the 5'10" one hates us both.
Oh wow, that's a shame. I'm 5'11".
I don't know why. Huh? Yeah, that's how big my dad was. You just like I told you, he's like my dad. You big old gorilla, you. My dad, I swear, that man, if he ever, I was scared of him. I tell you what, there wasn't no fighting back. I'll tell you that.
Back in those generations, they had
run, but I would never fight.
Yeah, they had. You know, I think that was a technique for dads back in the day to.
You were allowed to do that back then.
Yeah.
My dad he started out as a mason, and he'd lay 12-inch block, and he'd grab a 12-inch block like his and flip it over and go, and flip it over and lay it. And I'll be like, here's another one, Dad. Here's another one. 2 hands. And he'd pick it up with 1 hand, and just real muscular, like. Somebody else.
Yeah. You called him a silver gorilla.
Crazy.
No, silverback gorilla.
Yeah. Oh yeah, silverback.
That's what I called my dad. That's what I called my dad. They say that, man, your dad's a big old dude. I said, I know it. He's a silverback gorilla. He's huge. All right, my dad wore 54-32 breeches. When he died, I went through his clothes, and his pants was 54-32.
Wow, 54-32. Man, I'm 32-32. So that's the same length.
Yeah, me too, Jeff.
I'm 36-36.
36-36.
My dad hit me one time. I went all the way across the bed. I cleaned out the nightstand. I went to the other side of the bedroom and into the closet.
Yeah. Hey, look who's here. Walker's Honey. Did you make that sign, Bob?
No, I ordered that. I saw it on a Facebook ad one time and ordered it. Yeah. I just thought I'd come hang out with the sexiest guys in beekeeping over here.
Hopkins, South Carolina.
Who's son of one and Brian?
Yeah, once son of one and Brian came in.
Well, you're the one showing all the leg in the show.
Oh. Everybody likes a piece of wood, a big old 2x4. That's what I look like, a stick.
You guys been all right?
Yeah, doing.
Been all right, man. How's that new job treating you?
You see, I'm still in my work clothes, right?
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a job just over broke, right? That's what it stands for. So.
Oh, okay. Hadn't heard that acronym yet.
So just been busy, trying to keep up with things, bees and job and everything else. So
busy's okay though.
Yeah.
What's that?
What's that, Brian? I
said busy's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like steady. I don't know if I like busy. Steady is more like it, I don't like to feel rushed, but I like to stay productive. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. The bees were rainy today, so just hanging out. And I guess we got another hurricane supposed to come up this way.
Yeah, I heard that.
We got
2 people already blamed for the deaths. 2 people dead already.
They're talking about we got a system coming from like northwest of us coming down, and then we've got that tropical storm that's going to hit us. So they're talking tomorrow in my area. They're talking about like 2 to 3 inches of rain in like a couple hour period. So they already got flood warnings out, and
that ain't good, dude.
Yeah,
2 inches of rain in that amount of time. It's bloodworthy.
Well, it's supposed to get into 38 this weekend around here. So abnormally cold.
And I don't worry, like my colonies as far as the bees, I don't worry about them with the weather because those wooden stands that I have now, each hive is on a stand.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I have a 4-foot fence post, pounded probably 3 foot down into the ground, and then I zipped, I got bolts where I bolted, those stands to the post, and then I've got the ratchet strap around the hive, so they're not
going nowhere.
No,
This is nowhere.
They're giving 26 degrees here for Sunday night. Sunday night is 26 degrees. Saturday night is 30 degrees.
Wow.
And Monday night is 30 degrees. So
wow.
30, 26, and 30 for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And that's me.
We got that coming too. So I'll just ride it out. But yeah, I'm lucky I got everything done. You know.
Yeah, you're all zipped up.
I'm good. Yeah,
I've got sugar bricks on mine. I want to feed some fondant later on.
Zipped up, cut fondant, good to go. That just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I just wanted to stop in and tell you I was thinking about you, and I appreciate all you guys. And
stay with us. Hang out.
Glad you did, Bob. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be a rush.
Well,
yeah, hang out with us, man.
Have you talked to Lee lately? I wish we could get him on.
Lee, I did talk to Lee a little bit earlier, and he's got a bad migraine, so I don't even know.
Oh, that's too bad.
He
ain't coming on, man.
I used to suffer with those
before.
He went fishing with Dirt Rooster and those guys. He's big shot now.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that video. I didn't have time to watch it all.
Excuse us, we don't know him anymore.
Right.
We don't?
Yeah, he might kick me to the curb now. He's hanging out with Yappy and Mr. Ed and Dirt Rooster and all them guys. I'm just,
Randy called me after that, and well, he called me like 15 minutes after I put, the thumbnail up for that interview with Fred. Randy calls and he was like, just how do you get an invite to go to Frederick Dunn's house? I said, I sent him an email and we talked. And he was like, I can't get nothing. And he said, you get an invite to his place, So we were talking about that, but then I was asking about the fishing, and he said, oh my gosh, he was telling me everything that happened.
Yeah, Lee hadn't given me all the insight on it. The only thing Lee told me was after the fact, after they got back, that they stood around the parking lot for about 2 hours talking to Yappy. And I said, so Yappy talked for an hour and 45 minutes and everybody else talked for 15.
And laughed. Everybody else was laughing the whole time Yappy was talking.
Yeah. Yeah, Randy said Yappy was being Yappy. He said he broke a fishing pole.
Really?
And then he was showing everybody how far this fish had bent the pole, and he was sitting there bending it, and it snapped right in half. And then
apparently the fish hadn't been it quite that far.
Then he was horsing around and dropped another one in the water and grabbed another pole and hooked it. So he had reeled it up.
Yeah, he's probably the only guy that can go on a free fishing trip and owe the captain afterwards.
That's what. And Randy said he said the captain probably never thought that literally all day all he'd hear is Frank, 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 Frank. Oh man,
I'd like to have been there. I'd like to have been on the wall. That would have been so awesome.
So that was cool to get that play-by-play, Brian, from Randy there. That was awesome, man.
Well, what I understand is that Guardian Bee Apparel is thinking about making it like an annual thing now. An annual.
Nice.
So there might be a chance for people to go next year if we know ahead of time.
Nice.
Yeah, big fishing derby.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's got like 90 fish. There's Lee.
Yeah.
Get in here, Lee.
Lee, come on in, buddy. I'm gonna post. Oh, he's got a headache. He's got a headache. But if you're feeling better, buddy, come on in if you can. Yeah. I used to have those, man. It's a family curse. Early 50s, early to mid 50s, we quit having them, man. Awesome.
They suck.
So glad to get rid of those.
Yeah.
That'd be. I'll tell you what, though. Regardless, that'd be a fun time. So.
It'd have to be, wouldn't it?
Oh, sure.
Yappy, all them. I mean, good enough.
Yeah, try to get Yappy to be quiet so you could catch some fish. That'd be hard, wouldn't
it? Be splashing in the water, wanting to go swimming and stuff. I can see him now.
He'd probably catch a big fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I was laughing.
That's the.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. Just think how just think how the conference is going to be in January.
Oh yeah, it'll probably be insane.
I'm a little bit nervous about that, man. I've been thinking
Why?
about it, and I don't mind crowds, but that's going to be a big crowd.
Oh.
Big crowds.
You talk about a
That
crowd,
might freak
man.
me. I
It'll be
might
double.
be hid somewhere in the corner. Y'all might have to come looking for me.
It'll be double what it was last year, and Brian knows what it was last year. It was pretty crowded last year.
Yeah, it was.
We sold
was
like
busy.
1,600 tickets.
No, man.
Yeah.
What was last year, Brian? 900?
It was eight something, 9 round, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was close to 900. But it was busy. I mean, the tables were, if you didn't get there early, you weren't going to get a close seat, and you had to sit clear out in the back.
Well,
but
hard to hear. It was hard to hear.
Yeah, I spent most of the time last year, to be honest, walking around, and when there were certain conversations, when Dr. Peck, when David was talking, I listened to a lot of the Varroa talk and different things, and when Bob was talking, I kind of tuned out a little bit when Bob was talking, just because when he got talking about his whole operation, and he was talking about building that one, whatever size building it is, just to heat the honey, with the heated
stuff we'd already watched a lot.
Yeah, I just thought, I have no need for this. I'm never going to build a $100,000 building to heat honey.
That's why I didn't do videos on what, when I went to Blue Ridge Honey Company. I could have done videos, but if you want to see videos on Blue Ridge Honey Company, go watch, Nathan at Duck River. He covers the whole thing quite nicely.
Yeah,
very good.
Anymore. Everybody's done videos on Bob. I wanted to do a video on Seth and a video on Jesse. The guys behind the scenes. I got to go help and work with and get to know him. I got to meet Bob, and I must say, he's a true Virginia gentleman. A true, great guy. Great guy.
Awesome trip, Earl. Mark, how you doing, brother? Where are you? You out on the road, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. How are y'all doing tonight?
Doing good. Where are you?
Howdy, Mark Miller.
I'm up here in Kingdom City, Missouri.
Kingdom City, Missouri this week.
What are you doing up there for?
If y'all don't know, he's a truck driver. He's out on the road, I guess.
Yeah, I run Missouri on Thursdays.
Oh, Thursday.
I've had a Class A CDL since I was 21 years old. I trucked frozen chickens from South Carolina out to San Diego, and then I went up to Salinas, picked up frozen vegetables, and brought them back to Maryland. I done it for a little while.
Cool.
How many wheels does an 18-wheeler have?
Well, you got a spare somewhere, don't you? Probably.
It's got 20. You got a steering wheel and a plow wheel.
There you go. There you go.
Trick question, man. I knew 18 was wrong. I knew it.
I got to show you. Hold on.
That's awful lot. Hey, Mark, that's awful lot coming from a steering wheel holder.
So, Brian, what's next for you, buddy, on your bees? You got them buttoned up, but on a warm day, will you check them out or anything?
There he is. Let's see what you got.
When it goes,
this is gonna go good with honey right here. Can you see that?
Oh, big old ham, yeah.
Yeah, country ham.
Country ham, okay.
Nice.
Oh, sweet. You got that?
Yeah, burgers, country ham.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, I'll probably when it goes above 50, I'll probably blast them with some OA, just to get them in there. There's hardly no brood, so just to get those mite counts, down. But that's about it. I mean, what I did today is like it's the last of the season, really.
How long do you think those fondant packs will last on your colonies?
Oh man, I don't know, because last year they started chewing on them pretty good, but now I didn't put them on last year. It was like February.
Okay.
So I didn't have them on this early. So we'll see, but I got an extra case. So if I need, I've got probably enough to go through about my colonies 2.5 times.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, if I burn through this first round quick, then I'll probably order another case just so I have it.
Yeah.
You know, so Greg has it too. So, you know,
well, there's such great feedback on that product. It must be working great for folks.
You know, I've never, like the picture that I showed, I never had colonies with the population, you know, at this time of year. I've never had colonies like that.
Look this. Do you use Super DFM as well, Brian?
No.
Okay, just the Hive Alive. Hive Alive is your main supplement.
Yeah, but I use the liquid in my, you know, syrup.
Okay.
I do the fondant, you know, and I do the pollen patties also. So they, every single time I gave them some type of feed, it had Hive Alive in it. And I don't know, and I've said it, I've told Greg this and I've told others, I don't know if my colonies being as large as what they are now is because we just had a crazy good year. Because we had a really, really good year up here.
It's part of it, I guess.
So
most of us did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. If next year my colonies look similar, then I'll probably say a little bit more. Well, it's probably a little bit, you know, I could say it's probably the Hive Alive.
Awesome. Hey, one of our favorite brothers coming in the stream here. Gunline, how you doing?
What's up?
What's up?
Good to see you, Tim.
Good
how you doing, Younger? That's my boy there.
Yeah. Cool. Hey, cool video on the young owls, man. That was awesome.
Appreciate you. Man, I've been trying to figure out these shorts, but apparently I'm doing something wrong. I've been trying to, like I say, piddle with them a little bit, but went digging around and I thought we had lost that video, but that's what I was trying to do, was make a short with that, but I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Did you catch that swarm?
The mini trips. Is that the one you're talking about? Did it leave again?
No, well, he was talking to me on the phone the other day, and the swarm just started coming in.
Oh, coming in. Okay.
So sure did, Bob.
I'm sorry, Tim.
Go
ahead, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, Bob was telling us about his new swarm lure and all that good stuff, and I mean, honest to gospel truth, y'all, we were sitting there and you could hear that hum starting to come in. We was telling Bob, said, look, dude, you know, it's kind of funny we on the phone with you and here comes one in right now. And
that's cool, man.
We got home earlier and we was just throwing some peppermints in a few of the hives. Well, anybody that watched us knows what we went through with mini trips.
Yeah.
Well, me and Hannah's down there, popped the lid on mini trips. They gone.
Oh, was that the same swarm coming back again then, you think?
That's the only thing we can figure, but they went into a different box that was queen right. So
they took another trip and came back and went in and merged with another colony?
Apparently so. Yeah.
Well, they did their own combine, maybe.
I reckon so. We're gonna, if the weather hold off, we're gonna try to get them this weekend, kind of let them get settled a little bit. But yeah, see what's happening with them.
That's pretty cool, man. So you is that hive now mini trips, I guess, or
oh, too many trips, I guess what we're gonna call it now.
Too many trips.
Maybe lost.
Yes, sir.
Well, anyway, good to see you, buddy. How's the weather down there for you? Pretty good still, isn't it?
Oh, it's perfect down here right now. Low humidity.
Yeah, how's your beetles, buddy?
we ain't been in them in, like I say,
Oh, sure.
at least a couple weeks, so we don't really know what the whole beetle situation is. But the last time we got in them, they was actually pretty low. I don't know if they're starting to slow down because it's cool weather or what's happening.
Yeah. I noticed a decrease too. I never had really too many, but I've been pouring the peppermints to them, and I'm just seeing very, very few now. And that may be because the weather's changing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Earl, I don't know where Earl's. I see him. I think
Earl
he's
bounced out.
Yeah, he's still. I still see him in the green room, but he's probably taking a quick break.
Well, StreamYard's been acting wonky for us. We'll just be streaming, and all of a sudden, everybody will just start spinning.
I saw that the other day.
Really?
The last 2 weeks in a row, it's done it.
Just spinning, like changing places, or
and bouncing people around and kicking them out, and
so that's not you and Lee just throwing people out, huh?
That's stuff happening. I don't know. The gremlins.
Yeah. No, well, we hadn't had that happen yet, thank goodness. But I have been having some internet trouble lately. Has your internet been running good, Bob? The StreamYard is, I guess, at least sets it up usually, huh? Yeah,
it's been running good. Well, you could tell I'm not in the other room anymore. I finally made the move to the office.
Yeah, nice.
But I'm not hardwired into the splitter anymore. I don't have as fast an internet over here the way that I'm doing it now, but it seems to be working. I got about 87 tabs open right now, and StreamYard, and my crypto miner going. It's working.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out StreamYard myself.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve when you first get on. The feedback loops and everything.
Yeah.
Yep, my wife kicked me out. Well, she told me to take the lamp, and then she said, "Take the lamp out of here. I don't need it." And then yesterday she's complaining she couldn't see nothing in there, so I'm gonna have to buy another lamp, I guess.
Yeah, Mama ain't happy. Nobody's happy, Bob.
Mm-hmm. No, as long as she's quiet, I'm happy. That's good.
That's it.
Yeah. But speaking of the swarm lure, Tim, I did have a big company say they want to carry it. So it's going to be at least 60 locations. So that'll be interesting for sure. And I did get a hate message from the commander of swarms. Say it backwards today, so deal with them. So it's all good. I think there's a famous guy that says if you don't have haters, you're not doing nothing. So I guess it'll work itself out. Free market, right? So
competition is usually good for everybody.
Well, my thing is, I approached them first to try to carry their product, and he wasn't coming off of the price too much. So I don't mind making a profit if you're doing a business, but you don't have to kill people to sell a product, so I just think I did it better, Yeah. So we'll see.
Competition will maybe help everybody in the long run.
I was like, how'd you even find out about this? Because the only people that know are if they watch the show. Not too many people.
Maybe he's one of the viewers.
Could have been. Might have watched the show and found out about it. So we'll see.
You never know who's watching, man. You think you don't have that much of a reach, but I've had people contact me that I never would have thought would have been watching it.
Yeah.
A lot of people watch this stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess there's not a lot on. I guess there's not a lot on TV. I guess there's not a lot on TV anymore, huh?
No, not at all.
Not if you're a beat junkie.
Nothing worth your time.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
hey, Mark, where you heading next, buddy? You're in Missouri now. What's your Friday run? You said Missouri was your Thursday run. What's your Friday run?
I'm gonna get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go home, and then I'm on vacation next week.
Oh, congratulations, bro.
I'm gonna do some deer hunting. Get me up a tree.
Yeah, so you're glad it's getting cold then. That'll be perfect, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Hopefully it won't be too windy. I hate to hunt deer in the wind. What about you? You like it?
I won't go in the wind. Unless I walk around, I won't sit still.
Just worries me to death. Trying to see something in the wind. But anyway, man, I hope you have a good blessed hunting week, brother.
I hope so. I was going to throw in here, has anybody ever used the QR codes for bees?
I haven't.
Where you can just scan the hive, and then look up the information on that hive right there real quick.
That sounds pretty cool.
I've looked over it, but I can't find nothing that. I don't know. There's 10 or 12 of them, and some of them ain't no good. I don't know.
Let's see. You'd have to enter the data in after every hive inspection. You'd have to go home and type it in, right? I'd be terrible at that. I think I'd be terrible.
Well, I don't think it would be bad, really.
I need something I could maybe record. Like Brian made a good point earlier. The video footage. If you're diligent enough to make video footage on your hive inspections, then you've kind of got your record.
Yeah,
it gets hard to remember, man. It gets hard to remember.
Well, yeah, you can remember 10 or 15 pretty easy.
I can't.
And then when you start getting over 15, you move them other ones to another yard, and then you can remember about 30. But when you get over 30, you can't remember.
It's hard.
And then you break this one down and make a builder out of it, and you do this to this one, you forget what you've done.
Right. Did any of y'all use a system where you just depending on where you put the brick or how you turn the brick or anything like that? Something simple. I need something real simple.
Well, Lee uses an app of some way to do his journaling on when he's in the log. That's why I originally started a YouTube channel, was more as a video diary for myself. I could go back a year ago to what I had a year ago, post it. I could see what I was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's but I found that it's so, especially when it's real hot and you need to get in the hives, it's hard to get that camera out, man. And plus that GoPro overheats
and shuts off when you're like,
it makes me so mad.
Which GoPro do you have?
I messed up and got the 10, Brian. I wish I'd have watched some reviews before I did, because it overheated. It overheated one day. It was 56 degrees in the shade, and it overheated.
Do you use the media mod?
I do use the media mod, and I've stopped using the media mod because that's heating it up.
Oh, stop using it.
Yeah, stop using it. I got my setup now is, and let me get out one of my little mics. But
and I even turned the video settings way down, and that helped a little bit. But
yep. So.
But the media mod is not letting the heat come out. That makes sense, really.
Well, what it does is it sucks. You're sucking extra juice.
Yeah.
This is my setup right now. There's a little GoPro adapter, and I'll pull it out of there so you can see it.
Yeah.
See right here?
Yeah. Okay.
And it's got the USB-C, and then it goes right into this case and plugs in, plugs into the side USB-C.
Right.
And then I've got, I've been using, these aren't the Rode, these are Synco, and they work just as good. I was at Greg's the one time. He was up by his building. I was 200 and some feet away down by the hives that he had set up for the learning yard. Yeah. And I was filming stuff and just talking, saying, hey, this and that going on. When I got back home and checked the footage, I picked up Greg up talking about going to the grocery store and stuff, and he was 200 and some feet away.
Wow, interesting.
Wow.
These things are half the price as Rode.
Okay.
So, but this setup here, just with that external mic, now this is the 11. I just got the 11, but even like with the 10, I could still film 25 or 30 minutes with this setup.
And then it would overheat still then.
It would, but it got to the point where after like 2 or 3 hives, I would, pop the battery out, throw it aside, take a little short break, let it cool off a little bit, put a new battery in it, and keep going. So this one here, though, the 11, it's only ever overheated twice, but I had been filming for like 45 minutes.
That's frustrating that it's still overheating even after 45. Now, what about the earlier models? They didn't have that problem, did they?
No,
but their video wasn't as good.
Right. It's because, I mean, with this thing here, but you got to figure too, like I was filming for 40 some minutes. That was at 5.3K, 60 frames a second, wide lens. So I'm filming at the max setting and on like peak performance too. So,
yeah.
If I tuned it down and filmed it like, 2.7, cut the frame rate down some, it'd probably be fine. But I just want that crisp, I want the crisp image.
Yeah, right. The video quality is awesome, but man, it's so frustrating when you got a good video and then you find your camera shut down.
Try ditching that media mod.
Yeah. And
I bet you'd be able to film longer.
Good advice. I'm gonna try that. It did so good to block the wind noise, which I hate that wind noise so bad. But hey, listen, we're gonna end up running a little bit long because I promised everybody a giveaway. Let's do that, and then we're also gonna do it. We're gonna taste some of this, some of Spanky's hot honey.
Oh, okay.
And, but before we go any further, I've got a prize pack ready, courtesy of the Filament Corner and SoapsNSudsNSuch. Larry Milam, y'all know him as Spanky, and his wonderful mom, Spring Woods. Miss Spring Woods, they gave several items for us to give away on Hillbilly Hives Live, and here's a couple bars of soap. One is Love Spell, and the other is Orange Clove. Also, in this prize pack is going to be a little bottle of the hot honey. This is infused with Scotch Bonnet Ghost Pepper Blend and peaches. And so, this is Spicy Sting, the Spicy Sting flavor. So that'll be included in the prize pack. A couple keychains with the Hillbilly Hives logo. And Spanky made some little tiny smokers. Little tiny smokers that are magnetic, and they're red hot smokers, what he calls them, I think. Also, a little Boardman feeders that he 3D printed.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and the Filament Corner badge. And so what we're gonna do is I've got, and I hope this works. This will be the first time I've tried this live. If I can find it here, I've got the giveaway tool pulled up, and so if the folks, we still got 25 folks hanging in. I wish we'd have done this earlier. We got 25. Just the keyword to enter is #Spanky, #Spanky, and it's all right if you entered in more than once, and of course it'll filter all those out that are duplicates. And so we'll give everybody about a minute while Earl and I do a taste test on the Spicy Sting honey. How about that, Earl?
I got mine right here, Bubby. It says right here that this kind that I got is Fire Starter Spicy Sting, and it says here, warning, and then it says infused with super hot peppers. So here we go. I ain't unwrapped mine. Mine's still in the plastic.
Mine too.
I'm opening it up right now. It's gonna be what it is what it is. I didn't cheat. So
nah. All right, I got mine open.
Wait a minute now. I brought me a teaspoon. Did you get you a teaspoon?
No, I ain't got no teaspoon, but I'm gonna be the only one eating this.
Wait a minute now. Spanky said you had to take a whole teaspoon.
All right, I'll go grab one. Hang on.
All right. I'll wait on you.
Pretty thick honey too.
Now I saw Bob eat this right here, and he lit up in about 4 different colors.
Yeah, I do hot, but some stuff is beyond my capacity.
And I'm thinking we're gonna get lit up acting like idiots right here. This is gonna hurt. I know it is, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Got my teaspoon.
All right, I'm back. I got my teaspoon.
All right, I'm opening it up. Here it goes. Got a little seal on top.
Man, this
taking the
is
seal off. Taking the seal off. I'm gonna fill up a teaspoon. Here it goes. Of the super hot stinger honey. You got a teaspoon?
I do.
Mmm.
Oh man. Oh, it's delicious, but boy, it starts burning, don't it? Yeah.
Is it good?
Oh man,
Really?
that is hot. That's hot, but I love it though. Oh, that's delicious, Spanky. Whoo, man! Hey, that's beads of sweat. What about you, Earl? All right, so everybody, some of that honey is in this prize pack, and it looks like several people.
Son of a bitch! Damn!
It keeps on giving, don't it? All right, I'm gonna collect the comments now. I'm gonna give everybody just a few more seconds. Yeah, somebody's saying is Earl crying.
Man,
I'm not crying, but these beads of sweat may look like tears. Spanky.
I'm gonna start taking stuff off and get naked. This is horrible.
Right,
oh my God!
All right, we got 12 entries. We got 12 entries, folks. And so let's see. Let me share this screen.
Earl's was hotter.
I don't know, man.
Earl done ran off.
Okay. All right, everybody. Here we go. We got 12 entries. So,
hey, John.
Yes, sir.
If you want to give away a bottle of swarm lure, I'll ante one up for you if you want to do that next.
Okay. All right. That sounds good, Bob. Thank you. All right. Let's draw for the Spanky and Soaps and Suds prize pack right now. Here we go. DC's Blessed Bees. Congratulations, buddy. Congratulations. Yeah, buddy. Just if you would, please email me at TennesseeMountainBees@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I'll get the prize pack out to you as soon as possible, brother. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Okay, good deal. And now so Bob.
Well, you can email me at I hate Spanky.
All right. So Bob was gonna throw in. He wants to throw in. So what? Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, I might have messed up. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm back on it now. So what keyword do we want to use? What's the swarm lure called, Bob?
Swarm Wrangler.
Swarm Wrangler.
And it's going to be unlabeled because I'm waiting on the label.
All right, that's awful long. Just a hashtag swarm. Hashtag swarm, everybody. Enter that in. We'll give you about a minute here or so. Whew, boy, that man, it's delicious. So ain't it, Earl? I like that.
What?
That would be great. Is it? Oh,
I
man,
was supposed to taste some of these other things first, but it's too late now.
It's still burning, man. My tongue's still burning.
I'm on fire. I hate you.
I can't wait to try that swarm lure.
All right, let's see.
I dropped my email in the chat so people can email me if they want.
Okay. All right. The lucky winner, email Bob rwalker2016@gmail.com. And we'll give you just a few more seconds here. Like I say, you can enter in as many times as you want. It's only gonna count you once. All right, I'm gonna start collecting comments here in 10 seconds.
That ain't right, man.
Hey, he knew he was gonna get us, did he? But hey, I like it though, man. That wasn't too bad.
Well, you didn't have the same kind I did.
Oh, are you sure? I thought it was. You didn't have spicy sting?
That's funny.
Mine said infused with super hot peppers.
Oh, okay. He did. All right. Yeah, yours was hotter. Mine's got the Scotch bonnet and scorpion blend.
Man, I'm about to take back stuff I didn't even steal.
It's still burning.
Oh my!
All right, okay. Listen, we got 16 entries for the Swarm Wrangler. We're going to go ahead and do the drawing now. Wait a minute, I need to share the screen first, don't I? So y'all trust me.
Once I get the labels, I'll send y'all
I'm
some.
gonna have to delete myself a minute. Woo, Lord have mercy.
All right, here we go. Here we go. About to do the drawing now.
Let's see.
Oh, there went Spanky. Wildlife Adventures. With Vincent. All right, congratulations.
They already got my email.
Oh, he already knows you? Fantastic.
Yeah, they got my email. They can send me an email with their address, which I should already have because I sent them something else before. So.
Oh, cool. All right, everybody. Well, fantastic. That worked great. I'm glad we was able to work that in. And I also wanted to say, if y'all may, Errol asked me about it earlier. You all may notice an engineered drawing here on the wall. This was a gift from Spanky, Larry Milam.
Oh, nice.
He actually did it. See getting too much reflection in it there.
Wow,
but,
that's nice.
But it's very, very, very nice, and it's a schematic drawing of a 3D hive that he built for me. Let me show you that.
Oh, Spanky's pretty talented, huh?
Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus.
Check this out. Check out my little nucleus hive.
That's
really,
pretty
really
darn
nice.
cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spanky. Filament Corner. Everybody, go check him out if you're not already subscribed.
Don't buy none of his hot honey. Woo!
No, I would suggest you buy some of the spicy sting. It's infused with Scotch bonnet and scorpion blend. And also some of the soaps. So they get a lot of great feedback on their soaps on the SoapsNSudsNSuch on the Etsy on Miss Spring's Etsy site.
Man, I dread this when it comes out the other end.
That'll burn a little bit then too, won't it?
You're crazy.
Well, hey, listen, folks. We've ran longer than
baby.
We've ran longer than we usually do. Now, one thing we've started doing, we like to share some scripture on every episode, and also too, we were fortunate enough to hear back from a fellow on some bluegrass gospel, a fellow by the name of John Kuhn. I'm gonna share y'all's YouTube channel with him here in a minute, and then we've got an amazing version of Amazing Grace, no pun intended, a great version of Amazing Grace that he used detuners and played a banjo on. So I'm gonna play that for you here in a minute. But first I wanted to share the scripture of the week. It's Matthew chapter 21, verses 12, 13, and 14. And Jesus went into the temple of God and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. All right, so that's the scripture of the week. And all right,
amen, brother. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome, brother. And then one last thing is we wanted to close with some bluegrass gospel. We were fortunate enough to get permission from Mr. John Kuhn. Let me share his YouTube channel with you here. He's a musician. He's plays all different kinds of instruments. And some of my favorite videos that he did are banjo, where he's picking the banjo. And so we're going to share one of those with you right now. And then this is how we'll close the show tonight. So I just want to tell everybody, God bless you, God bless your families, and God bless your bees. And Earl, you got anything to say as we leave, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, he's muted. He got a mouthful of crackers. All right, here we go, Mr.
Well, I'm trying to eat enough crackers to get this hot stuff out of my mouth. But God bless you all, and God bless your bees. I love you.
Yeah, love y'all.